FCRA amendment row has intensified after a US Congressman raised concerns over the proposed changes. The Congress has now hit back at the center, saying the issue is not related to religion but about protecting legal rights and properties. The Congress MP Hebe Eden has said the FCRA amendments will not stop anti-national activities, questioning the provisions that could allow the government intervention on properties of organizations, saying the party had proposed such changes earlier as well and termed the proposed amendments unacceptable.
See, we have been constantly telling the government of India, during the Kerala election time also this was brought in. All the MPs stopped the campaign and came back to Delhi to attend the session to make sure that the FCRA bill is not passed because of many historical reasons. Even the country like US have understood the importance, or the senators from those particular countries have raised their concerns only because this is not a religious issue. This amendment is going to curb the anti-national activities. This is totally not acceptable.
Let's go across to my colleague Pragya joining us on the broadcast with the details. Pragya, there is an FCRA storm. The opposition has been raising the issue already, and now you have a US lawmaker as well resonating these concerns. While there have been clarifications that have come in from the ruling party, the political row around it continues to escalate.
Absolutely, Pratibha. And, the intervention of a U.S. legislator, it also shows that there are some kind of concerns of the government that are very feasible and valid. And in fact, what FCRA does is that it identifies who can accept foreign contributions and on what conditions. It also specifies how that money can be received and accounted for. What it restricts is that it could not be used against India's sovereignty, security, and public order. These are some core principles of FCRA. The bill also says that there is a designated authority that will also be managing the asset if your, license is not renewed or if you do not have a valid FCRA license. Well, these are some steps that the particular bill is undertaking so as to ensure that there is a transparent flow of foreign funds. The government of India is not against it. The FCRA was first, came into effect in 1976, and the core objective remains the same: that there should be transparency and also accountability of where the funds are being used and how they are being used. Government has every right to, investigate it and also to ensure that there is a transparency in that. What opposition is right now saying that there is a lack of transparency when these laws will be implemented. But first, you have to clear the bill as well. There are many foreign agencies, and government has already have a record of those agencies where FCRA had come, and in fact, these strict rules were not followed. The foreign funding had come and used against the country's interest as well. Government is saying that in an era of globalization, we know that there are financial resources that we need to have from the foreign funding. And these are used in various areas like education, health, etc. But that we are okay for that, and we know that these are the challenges that we are facing as to ensure that the transparency and also the accountability where these funds are being used. So the whole objective of the bill is to ensure that these funding that are coming from foreign sources are not being used by the anti-national elements in the country and weakening the country from inside.
Okay, all right, Pragya, stay with us. We have more political reactions continuing over the proposed changes to the FCRA. Now, the CPI leader P. Santosh Kumar has also rejected any connection between the opposition to the FCRA amendments and the remarks that have come in from the United States, saying the issue concerns wider societal impact, specifically raising concerns over Section 16A, arguing that the proposed changes could affect multiple sections of society and asserting that domestic issues should be addressed within India's own democratic framework.
Let me make it very clear that this has nothing to do with a statement from US. We have explained our position very clearly that we oppose certain amendments to the FCRA bill. and especially Section 16A of this bill is going to affect all sections of society. So we never saw this as a Christian issue. Of course, Christians are one section, and the others, religious minorities are also there. These are all going to affect all sections. So we don't have this has nothing to do with, America.
Yes, exactly.
And so
That's a very big message.
we oppose this statement, and Americans should not intervene in this light. This must be confined to their own state, their own country. We have a very sensible parliament and parliamentarians. We are capable enough to deal our own issues.
So, Mohit, the American lawmaker went on to call it a clear attack against Christians. The opposition has also been raising multiple objections to it. You just spoke to Hibiden as well, who went on to say that there are changes that the opposition is opposed to. The CPI leader Santosh Kumar as well saying that there are provisions in the FCRA that the opposition leaders are opposed to. So this is causing a storm in the country, while the BJP has made it clear that we are open to any discussion.
Pratibha, first and foremost, the government has made it clear that there are certain provisions in the FCRA amendment that will have provision for proper investigation and also a better oversight on the foreign funds coming in. Now, why that is needed? Because that particular money, the money that comes from the foreign fund, sometimes it goes unchecked, and also it is used for the anti-national activities, and hence this amendment is needed. This is what the government says. Now, the government says that all these NGOs, they are being funded. Yes, it's okay that they are being funded, but to have proper monitoring on them, to have a proper checks on them, this is the need of time, given the fact that how we know for a fact that how the various NGOs, various organizations are using this money for various activities which goes against the country. And that is where what we see is that the government is mulling to bring in this particular bill, maybe this week, maybe next week. That depends upon the government. But yes, when this particular question was asked to various Congress leaders, I spoke to various Congress leaders, they basically stated that this particular bill would be anti-Christian, and specifically in the Kerala, there are various churches, there are various schools, there are various orphanages which are being run through this particular money which comes from abroad. Various NGOs run that, and that will be in jeopardy. To which the government says that if there is something which is legal, it will have no repercussions on it. But if there is something which is illegal, anti-national activities are taking place, if the money is being used for other purposes, then action would be taken. And also, we know that how this particular social media post of US Congressman has also created a massive furore. Now, to which P. Sandosh, I spoke to him, the CPI MP, he said that we are opposed to this matter, but US should not intervene in our matters. But then when it comes to the Congress party says that, look, the US is also saying this. We also have a strained tie with the US, and hence this should not be done. So clearly, massive politics on this issue. But Pratibha, the government has made it clear that this will keep an oversight on the funds of the NGO. Also, there will be a body which will be constituted under this particular bill, which will see into the accounts of all those NGOs who have stopped functioning or whose accounts have been blocked, and they will be overtaken by this particular body which will be created. And that is where the opposition says that how exactly the government is planning to curb over the NGOs and take over the NGOs and their money, which will have adverse impact, specifically when it comes to the various activities which Christian missionaries are doing in the country, be it the educational purposes or the orphanages. But the government says no legal activity would be hampered. It is the illegal activities or the money that is being used for the protests, the anti-national protests, that will be carved down. So massive development this is coming in, and also with the statement coming in from US Congressman, the politics over here has erupted. Various opposition parties have come out, they have supported him, while others have said that US should not meddle into India's affairs. We have a vibrant democracy, we have a vibrant parliament, and we can discuss this in our parliament.
Yes, and India has been very clear in that stand that these are laws of the country and it can be debated in the parliament. The opposition can raise objections to it, but there should be no interference. Stay with us. We have more breaking updates now coming in. A reaction from the BJP MP Dinesh Sharma, who has defended the proposed FCRA amendments, saying the law is aimed at preventing the misuse of foreign funds to incite violence and create communal unrest in the country. So, reacting to the criticism from the US Congressman, Sharma said that India shares good relations with the United States, but maintained that there should be no interference in India's internal affairs.
बीजेपी एमपी दिनेश शर्मा सर, आज 5 अगस्त है, 7 साल हो चुके आर्टिकल 370 को हटे हुए, और जिस प्रकार से एक बड़ा चेंज जो सरकार भी कहती आई है वो हुआ है, लेकिन महबूबा मुफ्ती हो चाहे वहाँ की लोकल पार्टियां हों, वहाँ प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं।
महबूबा जी के दिल में क्या है ये आपने देखा? वो भारत के झंडे को उल्टा करके देख रहे हैं। वो भारत को, भारत की एकता को, समन्वय को और जम्मू कश्मीर की प्रगति को उल्टा करके देखते हैं। उनमें परिवारवाद है, फारूक अब्दुल्ला और उमर अब्दुल्ला में परिवारवाद है। जम्मू और कश्मीर में परिवारवाद का शासन था। गृह मंत्री ने 70 साल की समस्या को 70 मिनट में उड़नछू कर दिया, और धारा 370 हटने के बाद
So, Mohit, the BJP has defended the FCRA and has made it clear that this is to ensure the misuse of funds does not happen. It is to crack down on any misuse of the funds that are coming in for these NGOs, and it is bringing in more transparency, and that's the reason why the BJP has been pushing to it. Of course, the opposition has also been raising objections to some of the sections of it. There are political parties, church leaders and NGOs as well who have opposed several of these amendments. The government has made it clear, though, that it is intended towards more transparency.
इसलिए नहीं आना चाहिए। विदेशी धन से अचानक आंदोलन खड़ा करें, आंदोलन हिंदू मुसलमान में मतभेद करें, अचानक हिंसा प्रकट करावें, ये विदेशी चंदे का भी तो एक लेखा जोखा होना चाहिए ना। मना कहाँ कर रहे हैं?
कांग्रेस के लॉमेकर को कोट कर रहे हैं, यूएस के, जो कह रहे हैं कि अगर इंडिया यूएस के जो है रिलेशनशिप स्ट्रेन हो जाएंगे, खराब हो जाएंगे अगर ये बिल आया, तो यूएस की बात को कोट कर रहे हैं।
यूएस से इसमें क्या बीच में भारत के आंतरिक विषय में यूएस का क्या हस्तक्षेप है?
And it's an important point that has been raised by the BJP leader. Mohit, why should an American lawmaker comment on the amendments that are being proposed in the parliament? It is for the parliamentarians in the country to debate on the changes. It is for the government to decide on the internal affairs. Why should a US lawmaker be commenting on what's happening in the country?
But that is where the BJP is hitting out at the Congress party and the opposition, saying that this is the internal matter of the country, the FCRA bill, and the government has been saying this, that we need to have a proper body, proper regulations to keep in check the foreign funding that is coming in, and also there will be a body that will be constituted to look into the accounts of the NGOs, and also if the NGO's license is suspended or that particular NGO does not apply for the renewal, then that particular NGO's money or the NGO's authority would be transferred to that particular body, which will be constituted after this particular bill is being passed in the parliament. And that is where the BJP says that there are various anti-national protests, there are riots in the country that are being funded by the foreign organizations, and that is where the opposition has a problem, that they want they do not want this funding to be stopped. And now when it comes to the statement coming in from US Congressman, the BJP clearly said that we are a vibrant democracy. The opposition might have issues with us, but US should not interfere in our internal matters. It will be solved in the parliament. And that message was also being given by CPI MP P. Santosh, who clearly stated that in principle we are in opposition of this particular bill. In principle, we will be raising this particular issue in the parliament. But when it comes to US should not intervene in India's political matter. Our democracy is vibrant. Our parliament will take care of this. But we have seen reactions coming in from the Congress party, from Vivek Tankha, from Haibi Aiden, who have raised questions on the FCRA bill, and also the concerns raised by the US lawmaker in that particular social media post. But Pratibha, the point is that this is about India's parliament. This bill is about India's parliament, India's democracy. Everything that the opposition will have to say, they will surely say it. They have every right to reject it, oppose it, or they might come out and give statements against this. But then when US interferes in our democracy, in our parliamentary procedure, this is something we all need to stand together and say, no, you have no right to intervene in our democracy. It's our bill. Our opposition has all the right. They can come out, they can raise questions, but US is nobody to tell us that which bills will be passed in our parliament and which bills would not be passed. So clearly that is the message that should go out from the parliament, and the BJP clearly says that we have good relations with the United States, but they will not tell us how we will run our democracy and our parliament. Back to you.
Okay, all right. Stay with us, Mohit. We have more reactions coming in. So the issue is